Welcome to API Week with Postman. Today, we are excited to bring up API 103, a session focused on building front-end application with APIs. Whether you are an experienced developer or just getting started, this session is for you. I'm Aminos, who will be going to walk you through the front-end development and API integration. Now, welcome my fellow speaker Basant, who is a software developer, will be sharing their insights and tips on how to seamlessly integrate APIs as Lego brick to build robust and efficient software. Hi Vasant,
Hey, hey, hello guys.
how's you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Can you please just introduce yourself to the people who are watching us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm Basant. Most of you folks already know me from the DevStones community. Yeah, and I have been active there for a quite while now. So yeah, and to say anything more about me, I have been working with React and Next.js quite a while now, and I have also worked on the backend side as well. So yeah, that's good.
Thanks, person. Thanks for your introduction. I think you are really doing well for the restaurants, and I think
Yeah,
people are watching you already. We are helping folks as well, who are literally committed towards working with you, working with the Next.js and React application. So, I think this is the real time, we can get into the session and let the folks learn about the things, right?
yeah,
Cool. So, thank you, Vasant. I think you just need to go backstage, and we will continue from here.
yeah, sure.
Cool. So let's see screen up and yeah. So grab your coffee, sit back and get ready to learn how to take your front-end development skills to the next level with API. Here are a few slides I want to share so we can, just get on to the session theoretical part and then we will move on with the version for the, practical stuff. Cool. So let me just go back to the slides. So here's API 103. We are going to building application as you already know about. right? And putting your skills to the code. Moving forward, I think Basant is, a software developer. He's already introduced himself, right? And he's currently working with a company as well, and is here to, let you go through the practical developments and stuff like that. I am a Postman student leader from Sri Shankaracharya Technical Campus, and uh, literally looking forward to make you folks API literacy. Cool. So our mission of today is to build, the web app for the workflow, which we are going to build on, which we have already built on API 102. The music blogger love the workflow you made for getting, songs recommendation and wants to add it to their website. They have hired you again to make a publicly accessible web app that lets users get song recommendation by submitting a form. So while I'm referring to here as a form, it's like a HTML form we are going to build on, right? And we are using Visual Studio Code for it. Not only Visual Studio Code, we are using a lot of technology, as you can see over here: Node, Express, HTML, and JavaScript. So let me just walk you through that. Cool. So let's get to the agenda. Basically, we are um, gonna do all this stuff with Visual Studio Code for building application, building a web app that calls APIs with Node or Express, then HTML and JavaScript. We are using HTML, JavaScript for basically everything, right? HTML for the front end and maybe Node in the server side. Translating workflows into code. So this is referring here for the API 102 that you have built, I guess, the workflow for the the music blogger who is can't able to code or do some coding stuff, and you are the right person who is gonna do that, right? So you already did with the workflow. Now it's time to get it into code. Debug your app using Postman. Yeah. So while we stuck, we'll use Postman for debugging and anything we are stuck with. Moving ahead, today's agenda of you to intro towards Visual Studio Code, Tailwind CSS, and Vercel. Creating web application with Node.js and Express. So I think you're pretty much already heard me while I'm talking about Visual Studio Code and um, talking about Tailwind CSS, talking about Next.js and React and Vercel for deployment. I think this is the right part where I think you can get a small overview of it, not a lot because we are not going to cover up React over here, as you are like pretty much towards very lenient towards coding, and we are pretty much towards making our workflow into code. So we are not gonna into a lot of coding that will be so much um time consumed. Yeah. And OAuth, yeah, OAuth. So I think you already heard about OAuth on the API 101 and 102 session. So I think this is the time to really break it out through our application. Now we are gonna try it out on the song recommender and then the QA panel. Moving ahead, so let's get introduced with Visual Studio Code that is mostly towards developing application simplified. And so this is the Visual Studio Code, a little bit about what is VSC. So Visual Studio Code is a free and open source code editor developed by Microsoft that supports a wide range of programming languages and features, making it popular choice among developers. So basically, it's really popular in the student-run communities and basically in developer communities, or it is actually built by developed by Microsoft, and a lot of companies you can see Cred, Microsoft, and Postman. Yeah, of course, Postman is using it for building softwares, and I think you are also familiar about VS Code as well. And we are going to use VS Code for the platform, for getting it onto basically development, and we will see these things on the uh, kind of into deployment as well. Cool. Quick facts about Visual Studio Code. So it's a lightweight but powerful source code editor. I think there are a lot of source code editor will be there, but I think Visual Studio Code is it's like really awesome. I think I really love about the extensions and everything. It's a cross platform, support. So if we can touch about features, it's a cross-platform support providing. So we can say it can be used on Windows as well as Linux if you're using. I'm currently using my Pop OS and in Mac OS as well. And it supports a wide range of extensions, right? Like Prettier. I think you have maybe used Prettier for you making your code more better. I mean, if anything is the indentation has been misfigured, then I think Prettier is the tool or extension which will figure that out for you. And then integrated debug. So it's having built-in, I think, debugger. I haven't used it though, but I think it's really having a debugger as well, and integrates well with GitHub and cloud like Azure. So we can literally having extension download, and we can just one click on that, and it's everything ready with deployment and anything like making your pipelines or everything. It's really making this accessible and easy for you. The limitation are some steep learning curve. So when I mean like steep learning curve, it's having a lot of extensions. So the beginners, like really overwhelming about using the extensions, and they're having limited support for large projects and languages. So large projects means it's very, some kind of huge project which is having a great, datas, or maybe a lot of files, or maybe, having a lot of repos, mono repos as well. So I think it's maybe hard to manage in Visual Studio Code as compared to some other editors out there. And the languages, yeah, so it's mostly towards, you can see Python, and you can search for Python and C++. I think you are pretty much coding in some of the code editors like Py, what is that? I think it's of JetBrains. I don't know about PyCharm, I guess. Yeah, PyCharm, and Java is for IntelliJ, if I'm not wrong. So these are the best application for using towards um, good to go with these languages. But I think this is not pretty compatible as of now with with this. Cool. So let me introduce Tailwind CSS over here, and Tailwind CSS makes CSS writing simplified. We are just making it right on the HTML tags or elements, and it is making everything ready, right? And so this is the documentation for kind of the Tailwind CSS. You just need to write flex, and it will do the display flex PT4. Then it will do the padding top and text center if you want to align your center and something like this. Let me just click onto this, and I think you can see the documentation as well. Let me just go to the documentation. So yeah, so we can use it for you can just easily configure into your React application, or maybe the application you are building. And I think this will gonna cover up on the practical session by yeah, by Basan. So just stay tuned for it. Moving back, and yeah, so we are going to deploy our stuff, or basically the application of Versal. It makes deploying applications simplified. You just need to go through your just you just need to configure your application, and you can easily deploy it on just one click. So you can see the documentation over here. This is the official website of Versal, and if you can just go over here, you can just see like I'm literally having all of my kind of my things ready in Versal, which I used it for, a lot for, right? So these are the all application right now I'm having with me. It's really making the things easy to deploy. Cool. So let me just log out from here, and just go to the Versal, and you can maybe check the docs as well, right? And you can just go through the docs. You can easily deploy your next application, React, or so it's just pretty much about um this one, like Yeah, Versal. So you can see Versal is the platform for front-end developers, providing the speed and reliability innovators need to create an at the moment of inspiration. Cool. Building with Node.js and Express, right? Our main task is to build the application, the workflow that we have already been, read in API 102, and we are gonna see this visualization, the code, and making something out of it, right? Which will be helpful for the music blogger. Cool. So what are Node.js and Express? Node.js is a runtime environment that allows you to run JavaScript outside of a browser. You may heard about JavaScript is mostly using towards WebSockets and pretty much dynamically producing data in the websites. But Node.js, you can see it's outside the browser. We are using this somewhere, I think we can use it for database connection, and basically it's using outside of the browser. And the Express is its framework, which is used to basically creating web servers and things like that. Cool. We'll see this very quickly with person doing this stuff. I don't want to do this, a lot of theoretical knowledge, and if you can't able to do this, so I think the first thing we need to focus is on building the software. Cool. So these are the kind of very starter code of Express and Node.js. So you can see over here the Express is using require, which is literally importing the Express framework from here. We are literally using we can still using import as well the module format. I think if you're using that, the type module in the package.json, right? And the con- const app equals to Express. This means like we are assigning an instance, the Express instance to the application, and now see how we can using it through the app.get. And if any request is been fetching for the root modules, then you can see like it's having a callback function over there, which is having two parameters, request and responses. So response.send hello world is gonna send it the data, basically the hello world into front end, right? So this is using for it the port. So we are declaring here the the port, which is actually for the server, that is the backend server we are actually using for the front end application, right? And we are listing it on uh, port. So port is 3000, and we are gonna console log this one. If we can see this very quickly with Basant as well. So I just mentioned like I don't want to go through all the theoretical part, and I just want to take this really quickly so you can see all the things visually. We are gonna using ESM, and ESM is for the node modules that are gonna in a modern JavaScript format. It is using for organizing your JavaScript code in the software which you are building, import and export keywords. And then the request basically your holds the data about the request to the server, as we already see over here, like request and responses. So we are just taking a just quick brief about it. This is the sort of response and object with methods of for sending a response to the client. Then routes is having, I think you are more familiar about routes. If not, if you are clicking on any websites, and you can just use it slash and then something you need to query, so then it's going into the path. So it's basically a different path. I think you when you log in, there is some path name as dashboard, and if you want to sign up, then there is a path name as slash sign up. So it's something like that, right? And the port that is already mentioned, where we need to listen to through the application, the Express application, the server basically. So yeah, now it's been distributed into two parts, the application. So the first thing is server side, and the second thing is client side. So while building the application, we also need to interact with our front end, or front end to the back end, the vice versa, right? So here you can see we are having as of now server.js, which serves your client side code, right? Required to run your app, the package.json. So it's basically used it for the uh, front end and back end though for providing the dependencies to the application which you are building. .env for providing your secrets, uh, like we can quickly see on the client ID, and you can protect it from the hackers or something, so it can't be misused or malicious by the um, you know the hacker. Cool. On the meanwhile, we are on the client side. We are using public folder, and in the public folder, we are using index.html and script.js. You can see the visualization of the um, code tree here. We can just name it like a code tree because it's having like a tree, the branches as well. So public, then index.html, then script.js. Index.html we is gonna see on the screen, which is the front end. Then used to interact with something, we always use the script.js. You can see like JavaScript that runs in the browser when web page load. And server.js I already mentioned. Cool. We are gonna use this quickly. And now building our application. um, so let's see what's up. Right. So we are gonna do Spotify recommendation application. Right. You're already having workflow loaded with you. Right. I hope you are having something loaded like this in your if just making it a bit bigger for you. So I think you already built this in API 102, right? Anik has been already mentioned it to you, right? The test and the case, the basically the cases we have wrote for fetching the track, and this is basically fetching the track ID, and which we are gonna use on track ID over here, and just see the basically the things over here. So if you wanted to like I already been shared it to you, but if you want to use this, you can just need to fork it, and just need to create a fork and name it like something I mean let's make it for now. uh, as of now I think this is going to be a lot of time because it's client side. We need two IDs as of now. I think you have been already watched this though. You can just refer to that video. I will link up on the description as well, right? So let's go to the slides and let's quickly jump on to the the application which we are gonna build. So the Spotify API, and so yeah, obviously we are going to use the Spotify API that we are already used in the what can I say, the workflow, the API 102. So I already mentioned, if you really want that as a workflow, so you can just go through the session. I will link up on the description as well. And the OAuth, yeah, so you have really heard about OAuth 2, right? And OAuth 2 is something we are using some what kind of I think the ID, the SSID, we are using it for, right, to getting the data, fetch in, and but if you are having some APIs like recommendations or search, and it's a public API, then why do we need to do kind of private access tokens or something like that? So we are gonna use it. Uh, so we are literally distributed, right? And we are not gonna use as of now auth 2 because it's already been there, provided by the client ID and client secret that I will mention it. And we are going to use Visual Studio Code, as I already mentioned. Simply coding it, and then fetch API to getting the basically API fetch. Yeah, so as I just mentioned, so we are having two APIs, the two paths we are having as of now, we can say the search and recommendation. So these are the APIs which we are having. So finally, if we are get access to the OAuth, so this is the distributive manner that I was just told it to the previous slide. So we just need to get some access token, which is the OAuth. Then we are gonna fetch the data, get the data from search, and then on that basis we are gonna um, find some recommendations of the songs. Cool. So yeah, OAuth revisited. So we need to authorize request to the Spotify API. Since our workflow does not require any personal scopes, so while mean to personal scopes, it does not require any personal data of you, right? Which we are already been using into API 101, 102, right? So we can see this onto the Express while we are, fetching the data from fetching the data using APIs using the Express and Node.js app. We can see this in the real time. We can use the client credential server to server overflow to obtain an SS token for Spotify API request. Much simpler than authorization code. So you can just visit out the Spotify guide over here, and it will really walk you through the process of how we can do this stuff, right? You are the end user. If you are making the application and you are getting some Spotify, uh, from the Spotify you are getting the request, and so how can it pass the responses? Cool. So the client credential we are looking for, and you can simply see over here like it's having client ID and granting types and client secret, which we need to have a request to the Spotify server, and from there we will getting the uh, data out of it, as I mentioned it earlier, as a medium, the API. Cool. So we are getting the JSON object, as I already mentioned it in 101, right? We are getting the object from the server and from the via API, and it will be catching up on this the our application. So we'll just quickly gonna look through that as well. Let me just go through this next slide. Cool. So we're gonna make a very quick Spotify app, and create a new app, right? And how we can do that? So we can just go through. You can just go through the web API. So how we can do that? So you can just go through developer.spotify.com. I mean, I'm just gonna link up on this chat as well. So you can just go through this link, right? I just shared. So it's like developer.spotify.com, and meanwhile, we'll gonna continue on how we can create the application out of it. All right. So let me just go back. Yeah. So we need this to be accessed in web. So while clicking on the documentation, there is web API. You can just click over here, and you can see just just going down, you can see like a dashboard, and while clicking onto it, you can see the dashboard basically, which we are having, right? Just give me a sec. I think it's not dashboard, it's we need to create an app, right? So how we need to create an app? You just need to go to dashboard. I don't think so, like, okay, it's not login yet. I see. Just give me a moment. Cool. So we are logged in right now, and let's see how we can do that. Web API, then create an app through the dashboard. Yeah, so it's up. You just need to create an application, right? You just need to write it songs recommender, right? I already been tested it out. So Spotify songs recommender, and now okay, okay, let's make it capital. And you can see in the this one, we are having the authorization. In authorization, we are having the callback URL. So just you just need to take it up, and need to go through the redirect URL, because if the request wanna fail or something like that, then it will uh, you know redirect to the this URL, and we'll see like how's the error is getting up, right? And I think Basant is the right person who is gonna take this up, but I'm just making it very accessible as of now for you. All right, you can just click on settings, and you can see the client ID, and when you click on the view secret, you can see the client secret as well, right? You just need to copy and use this onto the application. Now I'd like to invite Basan for the things to be continue on, and let me just quickly stop my screen, go back to the hey Basant.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, hi. Hi, Aminos.
So
Okay.
I think already walked them through, the whole. Do you have any feedback for me? Please like to share, and if I do miss something, then please share it up as well. And yeah, looking forward to your practical session.
Yeah. Thanks, Aminos. Yeah, I'll cover it up.
Cool,
Okay. So let me share my screen.
for sure. Before that, in chats, just let me know everyone is feasible with talking in Hindi as well, because we are gonna cover up not more in English, and we'll making the things really accessible to you. So I think you can see in a lot of videos in YouTube, right? The things are not quite descriptive, and we are making it very descriptive to you from here. So just let me know if we can talk in Hindi, and if you would like to, you know, just go through that process, or we can just continue on English. Just write Hindi or English. And meanwhile, Basant, yeah, are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
So
Just
you
let me
can.
know if, yeah, I
Yeah.
can put it up on the stream.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, cool. So just let me know when you want it to not be, show up on the stream, then I will just click on it and make it below,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay. So guys, so we will start with this blank project. So what I'll do is I'll open my terminal and start building the project. So we need to add a package JSON file here. So I can do npm init and do a dash y to say yes to all the prompts here. So this has created a new package JSON file. Here we will manage all the dependencies. So we need Express to get started here. So let's install Express as well.
In the meanwhile, Basant, I got the feedback from the, um, from the viewers, from our love participants, that we are comfortable with both. So you can just continue on whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's good
Cool,
to hear.
cool, cool.
Okay, let's start with creating a new SRC file. It will include all our code base. And let's get start a new server.js file. So we are going to use ESM modules, the new approach that Node.js provides. So to opt in into the ESM modules, we need to provide a type here. So the common JS is the old approach and the module is the new approach. So we are going to use the new approach. So it will allow us to use the import and export statements. So I'll save my this file and go to here. So yeah, let's get started building the application. So I'll import Express from the package that we have just installed. Create a new app from it and let's listen to it. So by default, we are gonna listen it to on 5500 and it accepts a callback which will be called once the connection is successfully established, and we can console log here to just let us know that the connection is established and we can use the application. So we can just say here the application is started on. So yeah, let's try this out. So to run this file here, we can just say node and the name of the file. So the file presents in src folder. So I can say node src server.js. So yeah, you can see this statement here. The application is started on this port. I can copy this and open it here. So right now it's saying us that it can't get the root statement here. So I can define a new route here. So I can say app.get and slash. So this slash means the home directory. So I can provide a callback URL here, and I can say response.send. Let me accept the params here. Request and response. Send hello from home. So let's refresh this. Oh yeah, so whenever we make any changes to this file, the server will not get restarted. So we need to manually restart it. I can rerun the command here. Now it's again restarted. I can refresh here, and it says hello from home. So this callback is run every time whenever we go to this slash URL. So this will be very cumbersome for us to manually restart the terminal again and again every time we make any changes here. So what we are going to do here is we will install another package. The name of the package is npm I no node mon, and we are going to use it as a dev dependency, so it not get included in our application on the production side. So I can enter, press enter. It will add a new package here. I mean, it should add a new package here. Okay, it's here. So to use this package, what I'm gonna do is I'll add a dev script here. So I can remove this and say dev. And every time I run the dev script, I will run this file here, server.js. So I can say node mon and the path of the file. So src slash server.js. I can save this file, and yeah, let's use that script. So I can say npm run dev. You can see it's watching all the files here. Every time make any changes, it will get refresh. So let's try this thing. Hello from home. If I change something here, hello from this world. Save this file, and it is automatically get restarted. I can refresh this, and you can see that updated text here. Okay, so what we need to do is render something here. So I can add a new directory here named public. So this public directory will be responsible to serve all the necessary HTML files that we need to display here. So I can create a new HTML file here. Let's say name it index.html, and I might be going too fast. Let me toggle my screencast mode so you can see what keys I'm pressing. So if I press anything, you will see here what shortcuts I'm using and everything else. So I can add an exclamation mark and hit tab. It will add a basic boilerplate for us. Let's update the title here. We can say Spotify song recommender. Let's save this file and let's see if this works. Hello there, people. So to use this file via Express, what we can do is on the home directory, we need to serve this index file. So we can remove this here and we can say, is it send file? Yeah, I can say send file, add a path to it. And we can say, where is it? Public slash index dot html. Let's save this and let's try it out. There is no such file or directory. So yeah, I'll tell you why is this happening. So the Express is not able to recognize the root directory, so it doesn't know where the public folder exists here. So to let Express know where this file exists, we need to add one more statement here. So we'll use the path from Node.js, and we need to add a root directory here. Const root directory is equal to path.resolve. So this will resolve this project here and try to find the root directory and will store in this thing root directory variable. I can use this and let's prepend it to this text. Let's try it now. Yeah, you can see here hello there people, which is coming from this index.html. So we can do anything in this file and it will get automatically updated here and we can see any UIs there. So yeah, so what we are going to do today is we'll create a basic form that will accept the song name and also the song the artist of that song, and based on those information we'll fetch a few recommended Spotify playlists from the Spotify API. So we'll just create a form here to get those details. So I can say input basic text and name can be song title and artist name, and let's add a submit button. Get songs, or I can say get recommended songs. So by default this button is a submit out of a submit type, and I can get that in this on submit callback handler, and we'll just call a function here. So I can just say uh, submit form and I will pass the event from here, and this function will we can access from the JS file that we are just gonna create now. So let's create a script dot JS. Here I'll create a new function called main. This main function will get called every time the document gets loaded. So what I can do in the body, I can say on load and call main. So every time the body gets loaded, the data is the HTML is available. This main function will get called. So I can go here and let's console something here. Hey, I'm ready to be used. So we need to give this path to this index html. So let's give it in the head script succeed dot slash script.js, and let's add a differ attribute. So by adding this differ attribute, it means that the script, so the browser will behave it like so that the this script tag exists on the body here. So if I don't include this differ here, this is the same thing that I'm using in the head. Okay, let's save this and open the console. Let's see if this works or not. Refresh the page. It doesn't shows up. Why is it not calling? Let's see if this file is being loaded in the browser or not. So I can say in the
Folks, in the meanwhile, if you do have any queries till here, creating forms and having, server ready, please ask in the, chat and we will answer it at the last, right?
let's try it. Add it at the end of the body. Let's see if this works or not. For some reason it's not working. So let's remove this and is the path is incorrect? Let's restart the server. For some reason this script is not getting loaded in my browser. Okay, let's try to add app. Yeah, let's try to search for this. Yeah, I think this might be it. So we need to serve the public folder here. Let's try it now.
Yeah, please let me know, Vasant, if you want something to be, flow on the, stream, the link or something, just let me know. I'll be here.
Yeah, okay.
Cool.
Let's move this again to this here. Now it should work, I think. The main is not getting called because I removed that. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, so we can get started here. So we have created this function submit form. Let's use that, and we'll get the event here. Let's console.log ev. Okay, so whenever I press this submit button, the browser gets refreshed. So to prevent that, we need to prevent the default behavior of the browser. So I can say ev.prevent default. Now it will not refresh the page here. Now if I click on this, refresh, yeah, we can see the event here. So this event has all the information that we need for this form here. So I can say here, let's console the data that we gonna put in this two fields here. So to do that, ev dot current target dot named item. So what we have named this song title and artist name. Let's log this out. I am the song name. I am the artist. It doesn't shows up. Elements don't need item. Okay. I'm very used to TypeScript here. That's why. Okay, now we're getting. So these both are inputs. So we need to get the value. What happened? Okay. Provide something. Okay, now we are getting the values here. So we can use that and make a API call to get the recommended songs based on this data that we have provided here. Okay, so to make a API call, we need to create a endpoint first. So in the server.js file, what we are going to do is we can say app.get uh, recommendations, and let's get the data here. So how we are going to call this is in the script.js file here, we can call that endpoint. So I can say fetch, and the name of that endpoint that we are named there, recommendations, and we'll add few more things here. New URL, search params, and provide the data here. So song title and artist name. So we can access this data on the server side. And once this is fulfilled, we need to get the JSON response from here. Const recommended songs equals and await.
Folks, just need to mention
We need to
he's walking you through the the API calling thing. Just see what he's actually doing. If you do have any queries, I'm again and again on the loop saying to you, if you have any queries, just write on the chat. We will take up on the last, or we can do up in the middle, right? So yeah, I mean, just look at how he's calling the API.
I'll tell you what this URL search parents are doing here. So I can copy this and let me paste that in the console, and let's provide it some data. So the song title can be uh, maybe Grenade from Bruno Mars. Now if I hit enter, let me store that in a variable or something. Okay, so we can use that data. If I say s.toString, convert that to a string. What you're gonna do, it will this will give you the search queries here. So it will just make a URL friendly query params here that we are appending it to the fetch API. So if I go on the server side, I can get those data here. So I can say uh, request dot query, and if the query is not available, let's default it to null. So I can get this data here. Copy this. Okay, let's see if this is coming here or not. Console.log.
A lot of haze in the chat. Hi Tokir. Hello Neeraj. Hi Pradumna. Hi Ayan. I think there's have been 40 views at right now, and I think just share it with your friends, and let's bring up more vibes, more buzz in the chat. Yeah, awesome, awesome seeing you everywhere. Thank you so much.
Okay, so if I hit on this submit button, the data should appear in this server side console here. So let me add something here. You see this? We got the data on the server side, so we can use this and make API call to the Spotify API. Yeah, so to use the Spotify API, we need to get the access token to use that thing. So before that, we also need the client IDs and client secret for Spotify. So what we're going to do is create a new app on the Spotify. Go to Spotify dashboard and go to here and create a new app, and we can name it anything. Let's say Spotify song recommend app description. This is a cool app that will give recommendations based on the data provided by the user. We no need to provide this. Let's see if it completes or not. For the redirect URI, we are not using that approach to authenticate on the client side, so we don't need this redirect URIs. So I can just throw it some bullshit URL here. I don't want to use this here. So what we are doing is we are authenticating on the server side and not on the client side. That's why we don't need this redirect URI. Let's save this and try to make this app. Uh, to get the client IDs, go to in the settings and you will get the information here. And to get the client secret, this is the client secret. So this is very confidential data, so we can't put it in the source code here. So what we are going to do here, we'll create a new env file and put our all the environment variables there and with these values here. So let's create a new env file and let's say Spotify client id equals this thing, and Spotify client secret to be this thing. Let's save this. And to use this environment variables in our app, let's create a new file here. Let's call it constants.js, and we'll just re-export everything from here. So we can say what happened. Export const process.env dot this thing. So basically, we are just re-exporting everything from here and to use these variables conveniently in our source code. While we are here, let's also add the port here. So we were running it on 5500, right? So let's add that port. Yeah, I think that's mostly it, that we need. Close these things and replace this with just port. We can it's not intelligence giving results. Import slash constants.js. So this .js thing is required if we are using the ESM modules here. So every time we are importing something from our own file, we need to add this extension here. So I can get the port from this file and it should work. Let's save this. Okay, so by default, the environment variables will not get loaded in our project. So what we need to do is we need to add a separate package for that to load the environment variables from this .env file. So we can add .env package here as a dev dependency. Let's hit enter. And we need to load the environment variables only when we run the dev script and not the start script. Let's also add the while we have add the start script. It will just run the node, and we can also replace this thing with a dot here and add the main. So this dot just basically means use the main provided endpoint here. So this is the same thing. To load the environment variables on the devs git, we can add require here. So this is a shorthand for require. So how we are like how we have already have used to with the require statement here. We are using the new method here for import, but we can also add a require in the script as well. So I can specify the package name here .env and slash config to use the env files here. I can save this file and let's restart the server. It should start on the 5500 if everything is working properly. Okay, this is working. Let me also change this port so it can be a little bit dynamic here. So this is running a 5500, so it's working fine. Okay, so we can use the environment variables. So let's create a separate file for Spotify. We can say Spotify dot utils dot js. Okay, so first thing we need to get the access token. So let's see what our access token is and how we are gonna use that. So let's go to the web API. How to no access token? Yeah. So this access token is nothing but just a parameter for the header that we're gonna pass on the authorization uh, X header. So this is required thing. We will use this as a bearer token. So we can get this access token by using this endpoint here. No, not this endpoint. Uh, get started. Request an access token. Yeah, this is the thing. So this is the endpoint that we need to make a post request to. So this is a post request as we can see here. Let's create a function here. Function get Spotify access token, and we can make a fetch call here with some data. Let's add the method as post as mentioned in the doc, and also add the headers. Headers as content type this thing. Let's copy this. I think that's it. Okay, let's try this out. So this will get a few things. Let's see what are those. Then let's convert it to JSON. And once this is converted in the JSON, let's console the things out. And return this, export this function, and in here, let's use that get Spotify access token access data, and we need to await this. Yeah, let's see what it gives us. First, we need to make a API call here. Let's refresh the page and hit submit button, and it has gives us undefined. So this is because this grant type parameter is missing. So let's see the docs. What is it asking about? So this is something that we need to provide. Let's copy this, add a body, new Oh, new URL, search params. Let's try it now. Invalid client ID. Okay, that is because we are not giving it the credentials here. So this is the time that we need to add the credentials here. So what we are going to do is in the header, it has already told us to do that thing in the header. So in the headers, add authorizations colon, and this will be a bearer on access, and let's import our credentials here from constants client ID and Spotify client secret. So what we can do is we can create a buffer here from this Spotify thing. So I can say Spotify client ID, add a colon in between, and Spotify client secret. And we need to convert this thing to I think base 64. So let's convert to in a string. And there are bunch of algorithms here, so we can add base 64. By the way, this is not an access token, so this is an encoded one. So I can say encoded token, and let's pass it down to here. There is a spelling mistake here. Yeah, let's try this out if this works. App crashed. What happened? Okay, .js. Let's restart this. Invalid client. Did our app didn't create it? Client ID is the same. Secret is same. X URL encoded. This is correct. Oh, I am console.logging here. Let's comment this out. So this was always a returning undefined, and I was also console.logging here. So that's why it was happening. Let's refresh and try it again. It still says invalid client. Make sure the URL is correct. Account Spotify. Hmm. Does anybody have any idea here?
So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why is this not working.
I'm just going through some of the URLs as well. Do we want to pass the grant type or something in request body?
Yeah, I have already
The,
did that here.
okay. Grant type, then redirect URL, and you should need client ID and client secret as well, maybe in the search
Yeah,
params.
yeah, I'm passing that here.
And do it needs to be called on search param as well? Because okay,
Yeah,
if
it
you
was
want,
asking us to use the bearer token. So let me try to add a basic one. This should work. Let's see.
yep.
Oh, okay. We got the data, and this is the access token based on the data that we provided here. Why the doc says this is a bearer token? Uh, was I was wrong somewhere? Okay, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so once we have got the JSON response, let's return the access token from here. So we'll get the data here. But this data is the same thing that is being returned from here. So once the data is converted to the JSON, we can access this here, and I can say data dot access whatever is being printed here, access token. So now this will just return the access token from this function here. Let's try this out. Okay, we are just getting the access token. So this function is responsible to always provide us the Spotify access token. So we can use this token to make further requests to the Spotify API. So access data, we have got that. We can rename this and can say access token. Okay, so based on this data, we need to search on the Spotify API. Let's see how the search API works. Yeah, this is the thing, search for an item. So this is a get method. We can use the search here, search endpoint, and there are a bunch of other things that we can provide. Let's see what we can do here. So well, let's create a new function here in this file. Let's call it mm, search song. And to search the song, we can get a song title and artist name. Let's make a fetch. We need to provide the base URL. What would be the base URL here? Is it shown somewhere? Yeah, this thing. So this is the base URL that we can use, slash search. So search is this thing. So we need to make a get request, and we can provide a bunch of data here. So we need to search on the basis of a song title provided and the artist name. So let's see where we can use that thing. Your search query, you can narrow down your search using field filters. Okay, so these are the filters that we can use. There is a artist and there is a track as well. So I think this track is the song title that we can provide. So let's use this format. So there is also given an example how we can use this artist miles. So we need to do something here. Let's add a query param called q that shown in the docs. Q equals and then the track. Yeah, this thing. We can provide the track value as song title, and we also need to provide the artist names. Let's conjoin it with plus and artist artist name type. So this, let's add a new type here. Array of strings, a comma separate list of items to search across search results. So we always want a track out of this. We don't want the albums or artists searches. We just want to search a song. So we can provide this value here. Here, type would be a just track. We just need to find the tracks here. Let's convert the response in a JSON format again. Return this function and export this thing. Yeah, let's see what it gives us. Uh, search song equals await and search song. Okay, so it would also require us to give the access token. Let's see how we're gonna use that. Let's try to use this like how it is now. Refresh this page and click on this button. Oh, I'm not logging it out. .401 message, no token provided. So yeah, let's see how we can provide the token. Is it mentioned somewhere? Client credentials. So yeah, to make a API call to the Spotify server, we need the request access tokens that we have already did here. So we are getting the access token using this function here. We need to pass that access token to the Spotify server, and the Spotify will validate that request and give us the access token that already happening with this function. Once we have got the access token, we need to make further request like what we are doing with search song with that access token that Spotify has provided us. So we need to provide this in the header, I think. Let's see. Yeah, authorization and the access token. Yeah, let's try that out. I can add a separate here. This was a get request, right? So by default, this is a get method, and I can provide a header. Basically, it would be same thing here. Authorization, and this content type is also required. Let's add that thing as well. So this is a basic
So
authorization
I
method.
think for the authorization, I can see there will be a basic one, but for creating the track ID or something, I guess there are bearer. So for now, it's searching the track, right?
Okay, so you mean this should be a barrier token?
I think yeah, it should be bearer one.
Okay, let's
Let's
try
try it
that
out.
out.
Yeah,
We need to pass this token from here. It's included in the header, and we need also this thing. So this is basically the same thing here. Let's copy that out. Okay, we got the data, I think. We
cool.
got the tracks, and there are a few items here that we can't see here. Let's extract that out. So looking at this data, we just need the tracks. There is only one property here. So let's return tracks from here. Let's log the first item. So tracks.as items. Let's console the first item here. Okay, we got the data here. There are a bunch of stuff here. It's very hard to see. What we can do is let's look into the proper format. So in the network tabs, we can see uh, it should have created a new request recommendations in the preview panel. So this is the data that it is returning. So the track is has bunch of stuff here. We can use that. So basically, we have got this the song that we wanted to search. Let's move to the recommendation section. So we need the recommended, yeah, get recommended songs. Let's go there. So this is the API that we need to make on the Spotify side. So let's create a new function here. We can say maybe get recommended songs from Spotify. Export, and let's rename this to recommendations. So what are the things that we can provide here? The queue would be the same, I think. All right. So what we can do in this query parameter is we can provide the ID of the song that we want to get the recommendations on. So we would need the first of all access token here. Let's provide that, and the song ID that we want to get the recommendations based on that song ID that Spotify gave us. So if we look into here, we might get the ID here somewhere. Yeah, this thing. So we need to provide this ID to this get recommended songs from Spotify. Based on this, we'll get the data that we need. So Q, let's remove this. What was that parameter? Seed tracks. Okay, this would be equal to song ID. Okay, let's try this out. Recommended songs, access token, and the song ID that we want to uh, get the data of. So searched song.id. Yeah, let's return this thing. Hopefully it should work. Let's see. It has made a new call and it had got error out. Let's see. So this has just failed. Let's try to catch that. Why is it happening? Error dot message. It's still pending. Oh, okay. I think I got it. This is happening because we are not providing any data here. So how gonna Spotify search on something? So we need to add validations here. If this data is not available, we'll just return from this function and show the URL user proper error message. So we can say if song title is not available or artist name is not available, return from this function first of all and send a JSON response. We can say is provided valid data. Let's try this out without any providing anything. It has successful and it's showing the please provided valid data, but it shouldn't be successful. Let's add a status code. So we can say status. So this is the client side error. For the client side error tokens, we can say 400.
Basant, just let me know if you want to search something. If you want recommend some songs, then I will just give it to you.
Yeah, just give me now.
Mm. Now,
Yeah.
Okay, then it will be like toxic
Toxic. This is the name of the
or
song, and who's the artist?
Britney, Britney,
Like that.
Britney Spears,
Spears. Like that.
Spears. Yeah,
Okay.
Britney. Yeah. Are we getting some data?
Not yet. I think we are not providing any response here. So this is getting errored out, and we are not providing any response. That's why it's taking so much time. So if I go below, and this is saying get is not defined. This was stupid of me. I have not imported a thing here. Let's try it now. If it server side error, if something is not something has crashed, you can say status code 500 and give a proper message. uh, Server side, or we can say something had got failed. So we need to provide some response here. That's why it was taking so much time to get fulfilled. Let's try it now. There are no properties. So this can happen if the searched song is not available. Let's see if the song is available or not. So we can say if searched song.id is not available, uh, give a proper message with the status code of 404. That song is not available. That song is not available. Give me a few more suggestions here. Aminos, that was not working. Let me try the grenade again. From Bruno.
Oh, okay. So I think okay.
That song is not available.
Yeah, that's why I think there's one more song of the like Criminal of Britney.
Yeah, but this is not available. Let's try to console the same.
Yeah, that would be works.
We have got the data. Uh,
Okay,
okay. This is not the first item in this array thing here.
I
Okay.
see.
What we can do here is instead of returning data.tracks, let's always return the first item. So I can say data.tracks and this item and the first item in this array here. So I can say items 0, and if the it's not available, I will just return null. and then we don't need this ID here. It would be null if the song is not available. Yeah, let's try this now. This is returning null. Why is this
Okay.
song not available?
Can you search for the previous one? Uh,
Uh, yeah, this is the previous thing that I gave before.
no, I mean the one I gave you.
Oh, okay.
Actually, that we already tested out, right?
Yeah, what was the song name?
Toxic.
Yeah, it's available.
Cool. And you can also oh, okay. Once it's done, I will provide you the another name as well.
Okay.
Cool. I mean,
So this should return us recommended songs. Yeah, it's working also. So we have a bunch of recommended songs here. You can see. So we can use this data and update our UI. So let's add a new UL tag here. Let's give it some name. It's recommended songs list. And in our script JS, let's get that songs list element document dot get element by ID and whatever we provided here.
so as of now, what the thing is left. I mean, I'm just assuming it like the data is we got, and we want it to just wanna render on the screen, right?
Yeah, correct. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I haven't console docked this recommended songs. Let me do that now.
Okay,
So
cool.
you can see if the data is coming on the client side or not. All these
For sure.
things we had done so far is just running on the server side.
Yeah.
So if the data comes here, then we can use that data and update our UI accordingly. Remove this,
I think it's
refresh
gonna be
this.
a huge session as of now. I mean, it's already 1:45, and I think 15 minutes is just like anything. I think it will cover soon. It's 2 hours as well. Let's try to do it in 2:15.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we have got the data on the client side, so we can use
Okay.
this data and render it on the UI here.
Awesome.
Okay, so we need to just loop through it in the script.js file.
For the people who are literally watching us till now, shout out to you. Really, you are making it till here, and literally don't have any words for you. I mean, you are just doing awesome. Give us some likes, right? And stay tuned.
Okay, we can use this template literal. Let's give li. I'll do it just quickly.
For sure.
Song dot. What was the song name here? Let's see. Yeah, name. Song dot name. It
So
should work.
we already mentioned the prerequisite will be you have to learn with you have to having the proficiency with JavaScript, and you have a bit basic knowledge of ES 6 plus syntax. I think what we are doing as of now is that only, right? If you want to add something, Vasan, you can.
The UI didn't get updated. Why is that so? Let's see. Oops, I'm stupid. Without a script, I can't even use the correct data. Let's
Yeah,
try it again.
we always used to have thorough with states and all. That's why.
Yeah. So we are looping through the recommended songs and adding and creating a new li element for all the songs and adding into the inner HTML of the list songs list item that we have mentioned here. So all the li tags would appear here like so. There would be bunch of li items that we are doing from the JavaScript. Let's try to search again. It's giving us the data but not rendering anything. So we have the UL. Are we even getting this thing? Let's console this thing. So let's element. Yeah, it's been getting. Let me try something. Temp dot recommended songs and what is it returning? Yeah, it is returning the correct thing, but it's not appearing here. Hmm. Okay, let me
Oops,
try to the
sorry.
real way.
I was just mute and was talking. So I think
Oh,
we don't need to return the, uh, you know, we don't need to switch off the server and again restart it, because almost the data is available in the front end. That means the server is already working, right, and providing us the data.
yeah, I think so. Let me try one more thing here. Create element of li const li item and we'll pass the li and we just append the li item to the song list array. We can remove this
Okay, so we are basically
and
creating a
for the
li.
yeah text content to be song dot name. Let's try this out. Hmm. This is very weird.
It's not returning the data. Do you need UL or something?
We
Or
already
it
have the
can.
UL. We
Hmm.
already have this UL here, and I'm getting access to it from this variable here.
Okay.
And this
So
songs list element is correct because this is being consoled here. This thing.
is it rendering as well?
Okay, fetch JSON response. Yeah, the data is also coming through, but it's not updating the UIs for some
And
reason.
let me just have some reference though, if you can find something.
Okay, I got it. This was stupid of me.
Why you
In
do?
this, I'm passing an object from here and not an array. Hey,
Oh,
so I was trying to look through the object and not the array. It should work now. Let's try this out.
damn, bro.
Yeah, here is it.
I think we only need three recommendations. Can we limit it to only three?
Yeah, sure. So we can do that on the client side.
Is it three or five? I think it's three, right?
Yeah, we can do that. We just need to add a slice here. So we need the first
Okay.
three items. So 0 to 3. It should work. Yeah. And now on click of this li items, we need to open a new tab and open the song in a Spotify player. So to do that, yeah, we have this Spotify URL. Let's use that. I think I might go to the old approach that I was using previously. Let me try that.
Hmm. No worries.
Load slides 0 to 3 should still work, and we need to add a tag here.
Fast, bro.
href song dot external URLs dot spot.
Okay, so as of now, we need three recommendation only. Yeah, cool. It's opening Spotify, I think.
Yeah,
Awesome. Is it
and we
is
can
it the
play that
same?
song.
No, I think we can't.
No, why?
No, it won't play, I think. No worries. I mean, let's do the required stuff as of now. I think they already get it. How can we fetch the API and render out the things, right? And yeah,
Yeah,
if you wanna play, I think you wanna just open your Spotify and search for the song, and then you can play. I think.
yeah, that's okay. Let's add a target here. How do you open a new tab? I forgot. Type
What's the new tab in
blank.
introvert?
Yeah. Okay, it's opening a new tab here now. Okay, so this is working. We haven't used the tailwind to make the UI better. Maybe sometime later. Okay, so we can end the session here.
Okay, let me just
Hopefully,
bring.
yeah,
I mean, everything is upright. We get the APIs, and what else? I mean, we get the APIs, we fetch the APIs, right? We authorize it using client ID, using secrets, and I think we are rendering the data as well, right? So
yeah,
let me just bring the screen up and let me show hmm, the slides. Awesome. I just forgot to close my Discord. Damn. Share the screen. Okay, weak. Let me know if my screen will be visible.
yeah. It's visible now.
Awesome. Cool. So moving ahead, it's your turn, right? So the blogger wants their web app to give more accurate song, right? As of now, we built. You can see we are just build the very mandatory stuff, but I think we can also add some kind of CSS and so you can use some kind of tailwind css if you want to show something out of tailwind css. You can take your time, no worries on it. Basant, if you want to show something in css like styling a bit button or something, if
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. That's fine. Let me do it
for
now.
for sure. So the turn is yours, right? And Basant will show the tailwind. How can we use tailwind, right? How can we basically get um, what can I say, the script tag onto your application, and how you can run the you know tailwind in your just HTML. Right? You just need to fork this collection. I'll share it to you once the Basant will showcase his stuff. Bringing your screen if you shared.
Yeah, let me share my screen now. Okay, to add some stylings here, let's go to Tailwind website. So this is a very simple application, right? So in the installation section, we can use the CDN link for the Tailwind. So here we can use the script tag and let's put it in head section. And yeah, that's it. We can start using Tailwind now. Let's style something. So maybe we don't want these input fields in a single row, let's add in a separate columns. So to do that, let's add class. It can be a flex column space. Let's add some spacing on the vertical space y maybe 4. Let's save this. Let's try it out. Yeah. Maybe I need to restart my server.
Yeah,
Why
I
is it?
think.
Yeah. So the default styling from Tailwind is being applied here. As you can see, the button the button is get updated. The text you can see is has changed. Let's add some classes here. Maybe we can say VG green 500. Let's add some padding 4 rounded MD. And for the input fields, let's add border rounded MD width full. Let's also add a placeholder song name artist name. Save this file and let's refresh. Cool. Let's add some
Woohoo!
padding body.
Awesome. So you can see we don't need to create another file, right, of style.css, and then we need to import it on our HTML file. It's simple. Like you just need to have give a CDN link, and you can just start writing whatever you are building, right? So this is how the things work, and it's really so simple.
Let's add text right here. It's looking bad.
Just let us know if you have already used in the tailwind in your application or not. Just write it out on the chat, and we will go through what is your deal with tailwind css. It's very simple to integrate with html css, vanilla, um, while using vanilla js application.
You can also add the tailwind classes here. So I can just say for the li items, maybe rounded MD BG slate 200. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it has appeared here.
Awesome.
Let's add some margin here. MT maybe 12.
Empty for margin top.
Let's add some title. Spotify recommended songs. Text to Excel. Font bold. MB to MT12. Just notice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Ta-da.
You can just use a tailwind and style accordingly as however you want.
Awesome. I just want to request one thing as well, Basan. You
Yeah,
don't need to stop screen. Just push it on the GitHub and deploy it on Vercel, because we already cover the theoretical part. We just need to a very hands-on, a very quickly one, as we
yeah.
already do. So yeah, just a few commands. You can just go take make sure to use of VS Code functionality. What is this extension name is Git, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you can just install Git extension and you can find it out, very simply. It's very simplified. Yeah, go ahead.
we don't want the env file, don't want the node modules. We want the, yeah, that's basically it.
We'll show you as well how we can add the env file in Vercel, right?
Yeah.
So it's really simple to add, environment variables into the deployment. It's very quick. I hope it won't. Is it something it gonna fail or something you might frighten with, Vasant?
Yeah,
Something will
let's
gonna
try.
fail.
We can
Yeah,
try. Let's see.
yeah. Um, Three folks are watching us. Thank you so much. Thanks for your love and support. We are doing some efforts. Real shit, right? Go ahead, press the like button, subscribe button. We'll bring out some shit as well. Likewise.
So I have just logged in with the GitHub account on Vercel, and I can uh, search for my repos, and it has found the repo, and this is the root. I can say it's an Express app. So
Do we have something for it? Or I think we should prefer.
I think Vercel doesn't support Express. Let's see. What Express app?
And
Hmm. Yeah, I
yeah.
think it won't work on Vercel, I think. So Vercel is only for front end applications. So maybe
Hmm.
we need to go on any other route.
Oops. I think there's a clash. I think we're gonna go use an railway app. Maybe that would works.
Yeah, okay.
Railway.app. It is also very simple as Vercel. So just go through that as well. It's actually used for hosting the backend application, right? I just
Yeah.
quickly log in with and let's log in with GitHub. Authorize. Awesome. Do you need to verify your account?
Verify your free plan account. Deploy communication. What does it mean by verify?
Just let me share my screen. Maybe I can help those out. Railway.app.
Yeah.
Just log in first. Auth.github. Sharing my screen. Here it is. Yeah, present. Are you have you post? You know, have you? I think you posted it on GitHub, right? So feel free
Yeah,
to
I do
drop
have.
into the chat, and I will just take it from there.
Okay.
Share screen, Windows, Railway. Awesome. So this is the Railway, and I think maybe I have the Pro plan of GitHub, and I think that's why it is verified or something. I don't know why you're dropping me on this one. You can just drop it out on the comment, the public one. If it's is it accessible to you?
No, no, not right now.
Okay, 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 okay. So, folks, feel free to check out this link, and I'm just quickly doing this part for you. So this is the right now we have built this. I'm going to put a star for support, and we are gonna fork it. Fork as same name as of now. Create a fork to my account. I'm having a lot of accounts, but yeah, not my. It's like organizational account, but I'm currently having this forked available, and let's go and assess it on railway. New project, deploy repo, configure GitHub app, configure, confirm. I don't think so. You can able to see my this screen, but I'm actually selecting my repo. What's that? The name Spotify.
Song recommender.
Right, I got it. So now you can see over here. You can find out. Now you can find out Spotify song recommender. Let's deploy add some variable. I think there's having some environment variable as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can provide you
Deploy.
that.
No, I think I'm having it too as well. What's that? Create project, free plan resources, provision limit exceed. Oh, really? It's really happening right now. Let me just do one thing as of now. Okay, okay, that's why. Just always start delete one. Let's go for danger delete project. I don't know what's this I created. Let's click on deploy now and think we can do something for that. Yeah, cool. So you can provide me the variables, or I can just refer it to the what's that Spotify developer, and
Yeah,
then the web API, the dashboard. I'm having my songs recommender, settings, copying the ID. I think you should push that environment variable as well, the example one, so it would be much good.
yeah, I can do that.
So let's close it. What's that? Spotify client ID.
Yeah,
Add. The second one will be the secret. So it's something which is going production in production as of now, but it will be fall off after this, the meeting very soon. So Spotify
client
client
secret.
secret, right?
Yeah,
Add it, and we do have port.
no, no, we don't need this.
Okay, cool. So I think it's on deployment. Hmm. Okay, it's start building as of now because we change our environment variable, so it will always, go through. Meanwhile, check railway.app. It is actually using for, doing some basically deployment some backend servers, right? And it's having solid base. You can start from scratch or pick a template. Secrets management. It will provide the railway CLI infrastructure as Legos. Right, it's having some basically infrastructure as Legos basically need to set out any kind of pipelines or something, right? Which is basically used for continuous deployment or integration. It sounds really overwhelming, but you can just search for it, and what is that? You can just go through the docs as well. It will help you out in everything you need. Just go for the black theme. It's looking good. We can just go through all the things over here. Let me just check whether it's still deployed or what. I think the third time it's deploying the success. Let me just view logs. So what's that? Where we can find the details? Oh, is that is it just removed from where we can find this? Let me just go to the. I don't know. I really have.
This is very stupid of them.
I don't know. I mean, we can't able to see the
The
application. Yeah,
domain.
this yeah the even we need to. It's having variables in success, and if I can click on view logs, then it will be just showing us what is that, man. It's
That is
not
hard
local.
coded.
Yeah, that is from there, right? I really can't find anything over here.
I think it's not being deployed yet.
I think it's already been deployed. I mean, you can see this active, or
Click on
you
that.
can, yeah, I mean, is it having something out of it?
Click on that three dots just below that cross button.
Across this one?
Yeah, restart, redeploy. Hmm.
This is actually active as of now. I can see this is in success stage as well. We can't find details. This is the one which is taking out of there. I think we are getting everything except that one, which we need really. Go to the. I don't think so. We need to, literally figure it out. I think it's already took a lot of time. So we'll
Uh,
share it to you. I'll stay on the,
can you go to the deployment section in the project dashboard?
this one.
Go to the dashboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, now,
So
yeah, go to that.
I already did it. Maybe I don't think so. It's happened. It's like success, and we can't find anything as of now.
Yeah, it should be there in the deployment section. It's not visible, I think.
No worries. We'll share to you if I get this though. Maybe we'll find something like railway.app or something like. Let it be. We'll share you the resources and everything right on the mail. So stay tuned for it. For now, stick to the GitHub account. The basically the link which have been shared right on the screen, and we will do this for you via email. All right. And I think let me just bring up my screen. That one.
I think you need to add a custom domain there in the project setting. They're
But
done.
actually, they are stop providing those.
Yeah, that is not an automatic thing now. You need to
Okay.
create a new one.
Oh, I think this is really bad stuff. Well, let me just know if the screen is visible.
Yeah, it's now visible.
Okay, so it's your turn. You just need to do as we did with one artist. One artist and generating three links. So you need to do for the three artists and generate five song and recommendations below, and fork the this collection. I'll just share it to you in the chat, and we'll cover this on the mail as well. I think I'll verify this as well. I think this needs some kind of forms. So going further, we are already created, right? And you also need to learn about lot of VS Code and Postman. And Glitch is a platform where you can build real-time hosting as well. So you can just use it out. You can find a lot in my screen about Glitch and all, right? So you can just have check it out as well. It's something like Replit if you have gone through it. And meanwhile, you can just create or edit some kind of tailwind to customize your app in your own design, which will looks better, right? And it's having the Postman Express starter, and you can just start it out with this. It's having a glitch code again, and you can just have some library API and do some library stuff. Right, I'll share to you. I think you already noticed. In meanwhile, we are having 101, 102. We already mentioned about student expert certification. You can go through it, and you can have a lot of basically, we started from there. We as a postman leader as of now. You can see over here the postman leader. We have started from an expert, and right now we are having these classes and making you literate about the things which are going on the industry, right? And so you can just grab it from this link on the screen, right? Bit.ly slash postman hyphen student hyphen program. And if any Q&A, then please bring it out and we'll quickly answer those. Anything if you want to ask. Yeah, Dipansh, I saw that. That's what we call community, right? We are waiting for just 2 minutes as of now, and we'll end up the session on 25, like here 2:25, or maybe 10 o'clock. It is actually a huge session because the constructing something or building something, some application real time with no idea, with zero clue, is really damn right. And we are actually doing this for you. So feel free to give us a like, a heart for you all, right? Because you stay till here. I think I still saw five people still watching us. So thank you so much for that. It's all your efforts. I think you are the one who has already completed those two challenges as well. We are having with third challenges. I think if you don't have any questions, let me just bring out my screen for challenges as well. So your current challenges, I mentioned it right on the slides, like this one. right? You need to generate three artists, and this is how in the industry you should work. Like you don't need to create everything from the scratch. You always have something already coded, and you just want to work on that, adding features. Where you stuck, as already Basant has been solved. You should have some bugs, and you should need to fix, right? And this is how the industry culture should looks like. And meanwhile, check it out, check the challenge out, right? And feel free to ask me any question if you have in your mind. You just need to push your code in GitHub, deploy it on, I just mentioned it, Versal or Netlify. We can just put it on, Railway, and I'll share you the how we can assess it, right? You can also read out some docs. Use tags like API Week or Postman Student. I hope you know about the tag in this one. You just need to go through, like write it here API week, and oh sorry, it's a website in the topics API week, and you just need out Postman Student, so we can track you out from there. That you are literally building something out of. We are as of now Spotify recommendation app. Oh sorry, song. Cool. If the URL will be stay active, we'll keep it out from there, and let's save the changes, and you can see a tag, right? So this is how the tags will work. We'll find out who will all creating API week. You can see as of now we are having only one repo, and I hope to see your things over here. Your what are you building? I know you are already you are gonna building the three artists and five song recommendation. Yeah, fill this form. Feel free to do that so we can track you up. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, person, for your timing. I think you already did a lot, right? And feel free to open your camera if you want. And thanks, Takir. Thanks, Param. Thank you so much. People are watching this now 10, right? Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's really great. Thanks for sticking around, guys.
Thank you so much. Kudos to all of you. Your efforts are building till here, and we are not talking you much time. I think it's 10:1. So bye bye. See ya.
Yeah, bye.